Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines here in the city of Skaldvic. It has been a little bit and things might look pretty different than what you last saw here in the city. If you haven't taken a look at the live stream that we did a couple of weeks ago, we got a whole lot of work done down here in this part of the city. Really trying to flesh out this island overall. But if we take a closer look down here, I can give a quick overview of what changed. First, we added another intersection down here. I think it's sort of like a park low, but I don't know. But it was just to alleviate the pressure from this main one, which was causing a lot of traffic. You may have also noticed this big forested nature reserve area. We had a lot of fun trying to think of what a nature reserve might look like smack in the middle of the city. It's got walkways that are going to bring people underneath the highway all the way over to these new parts of the city. We did a ton of detailing. We're almost at level 4. We're making a ton of money. It needs a new name, but we got advertisement campaign going on. Why don't we just throw on recycle garbage as well? It's not going to cost us too much, and we're making so much. So we did a lot of detailing work in here. We have a custom little pond that we added, which I think looks amazing. We've got these great rock structures pretty much all over the place, which we definitely spent a lot of time on. And I highly recommend that you go take a look at the live stream if you kind of want to see a good way of doing that sort of detailing, because I thought we did a great job. We also added some new neighborhoods over here. So they're using the eco houses. I thought it fit right in this sort of park area, and they can walk right along through the park to get to the other side of the city. You may also notice that the buildings in this side of the city are quite shorter. We wanted to sort of make the skyline make a little bit more sense. Let me just turn the rain off real quick. I guess I forgot to do that. There we go. Obviously, we also have a stadium over here with Skaldvic FC. They won their first game. That was pretty exciting. Got a lot of parking. We've got all of these bars right outside of it. We have some work to do there, but it's looking good. We also added a new metro line, which sort of snakes its way past here. So to give quick access to the stadium and then all the way down to the tower. And I think that's going to be a good last metro for this area, potentially. I'm thinking that might be the case. So we got a lot of work done here. Again, if you want to see it get built, please go take a look at the live stream. We did a ton of work. But one of the things that came up during the live stream too was the fact that we are way under in our university coverage in the city. We have just the one on the big island here, and we decided that this area down here could make for an amazing campus. It looks like these trains are messed up. Let me get that fixed really quick. Alright, that looks better. I'm gonna get this area sort of prepped, and I'll bring you right back. Alright, so you'll notice some things have changed in our campus area here. I moved the on-ramp, off-ramp back a little bit to give us some more space, and we're just going to go ahead and start to lay out potentially our main building. No, that's not the road I want. There we go. So I'm thinking just something nice and simple like this, and then we'll put kind of the main building and a quad down. So we have a couple of styles. We have the university style building. We have, no, those are, let's see, the liberal arts and the trade school. Trying to look at what these buildings look like. This is kind of like a Spanish style. I love the like red brick of the university style, so I think we're gonna do that. So let's plop this university building down, and yeah, that's a great asset there. Yeah, that's gonna look really good, I think. So let's go ahead and put in some walkways here and get started putting together our little quad area. And I'm inspired by, I think it's the University of Virginia that works like this, where it's this nice long rectangular quad with these buildings on the side that kind of mark the way down. And I think that's just sort of a cool, very college university-y type of a look. So let's see if I can't get this to line up well. I was using the trees as my markers, but the trees are not lined up perfectly between these. So let's see that. Yes, that looks better. So then we'll just throw down the middle one here. And cool. I'm going to just continue like this for a sec. Yeah, yeah, that's looking great already. I'm wondering if maybe we're eventually going to want to do something in the middle of the quad there, but that looks pretty much how I wanted it to. So they're calling it the Technological Institute of Skaldvic. I'm actually so the map, this area was meant to be an airport area named after a creator, CDX. Which is right here. So I'm going to keep that and just call it the CDX University. And throw in these pipes here so that they have water and whatnot. And then I want to kind of lay out the rest of the area really quick. Let's bring some power across. So I'll bring you back when I've got that. So I went ahead and set up a train station over here since we're a little far away from everything else, and it's getting backed up with rail traffic at the moment, as you can see. So I'm just like trying to find which ones we don't need and just sort of deleting them. But it looks like we have intercity trains here, and hello? Alright. Is that gonna... So it's hooked up onto one of the lines, but it's accepting intercity trains, and I can't turn that off. Which I think has been a glitch that people have been running into since the birthday update, but is nonetheless super frustrating. Please let me click this button. I had done so much work to set this up so we wouldn't have intercity trains rustling about, and now we do. That... Okay, well, that is going to take some thinking. Because right now we just have it along that regional blue line that goes to the edge of the map. But we might need to rethink that a little bit. Alright, so we're going to get some of these other lines lined up in a way that looks a little bit nicer. Can I just pull it a little bit further out, maybe? So that it doesn't go across. I guess we could just anarchy it in and move it. That's a little bit close. I just want to get this other spur lined up as well. That should be good enough. But so some of the things that I was thinking, it's a new day of recording for me. I'm kind of thinking that what we need around the university itself is a little college town. So I want to bring this rail line down through here, get it all connected up, and then I'm thinking we're going to use the space down by the highway to put in a little college town. I've got the University City theme installed now, and so I think those buildings are going to look really good for the area, and I think we might as well just jump in and get started with a nice long time lapse. So during the time lapse, we actually unlocked the next level of our university here, which is pretty great. I went in and added some paths around the outside as well, and I'm just gonna connect those up to the road for more ways to enter and access the university itself. It seems like these sorts of paths might exist. Do we want one down here as well? It's kind of an awkward shape. Yeah, no. No, I don't think so. But so, one of the things that we finally unlocked is the School of Law, which is nice because at the moment, all of our students just live in dorms and then go to a study hall. There's no learning actually to be done at our university. So I'm thinking of maybe putting this over here. It has some, like 1,000? Is that what that says? Student capacity. So, I mean, it looks like it's going to be pretty useful. We have school medicine. And, it also just fits in so perfectly right here. So let's drop that down. That is an amazing looking asset. That looks really good over here. And so now it's a law school, I guess. Because you can live in a dorm, you can go to a study hall, or you can go to the School of Law. And that's pretty much it. The city itself, the little university city here, is growing in nicely, which is awesome. It's starting to really look pretty nice. We're also having a lot of train traffic still, which is unfortunate. I'm going to see if I can maybe put some key walls along this train line here, just to clean it up a little bit. So give me a second to do that. So we do have a number of other assets also that we can go ahead and put into the university here. And I want to try and find some space for them. So we have education, supplementary, and faculty. This groundskeeping we have, futsal club we don't, university fountain, cafeteria. We should definitely find a nice place for the cafeteria. And, alright, we already have the faculty, School of Law. This outdoor study could be nice. It doesn't quite fit in our quad. Could we just smack a whole bunch of them down here? What would that look like? Like, what if we did one on each corner, maybe? To kind of give, like, a central little area here. Just slap these guys down without destroying the paths. And let's take a... thanks. I hate it, I think. Yeah, no, this is not really doing it for me. So, we're just, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. I'll probably just edit that out of the video. And we're just gonna move right along. And find something else that we can do with this space in here. I'm gonna try a couple of things and see how that goes. Okay, so I think the main problem, I was trying to think of a way to use this, and it's too rigid, it's too straight. Most college campuses I've ever been on, at least in the US, have a little bit more just sort of natural feel to them. So maybe if I just kind of sketch out something sort of windy paths and whatnot. I mean, eventually we're going to come back in and put a lot of trees around here to kind of make it make a little bit more sense. So it's not just like buildings plopped up out of nowhere. That one also didn't really work. It's just kind of a squiggly X. How about no? The rest of this looks like it's maybe okay. Yeah, I mean, what if we just toss down some buildings and see what that looks like? So, where's my cafeteria? Yeah. That can go on this area right here. Somewhere, like right kind of on where those paths meet. Yeah, I think that would look pretty good. I think that's a good start. What else do we have? We have a university gymnasium. That could fit somewhere in here as well. Don't want to break the paths. Up here seems like it kind of fits. And then maybe we'll put a path around the back as well, to kind of close it in. Yeah, see, that's already kind of more of the feel that I'm thinking of. I mean, I really like the kind of grid of that main quad area, but I want the rest of this to be pretty free form, and we'll have that come down to there. That's looking a lot better. Cool, yeah. I want to try and do something with this fountain maybe as well. Oh, it would fit. If it could fit in here, that would look great. So can we just slide that a little bit, give it a little bit of a rotate? Is that covering anything? No, that looks fine. Oh, that's, yeah, let's just anarchy that in there, and then we'll slide it around if we need to. Just the slightest bit. That looks great. Yeah, I really like the way that that's come together. That little area feels really good, feels very college-y. The futsal club. What if we just kind of smacked it down instead of some of these? Like, it looks kind of like a little house, almost. And, like, once those buildings despawn, I think it will look good. Yeah, I mean, it fits in. It gives just, like, a slightly different look. Let's just delete that one. Yeah, it's a slightly different look than what's around it, but, you know, oftentimes I feel like these colleges and universities sort of branch out into the surrounding town. And I think that looks really good right there as well. Cool. So you might be wondering, Skald, why are we at the edge of the map? I thought we did this already. I thought we fixed everything. Well, we didn't. Because that train station that is by the university will not let me press the no intercity trains button. We are just, like, screwed. It's not working at all, which means we need to go back to the original way that I don't want to say I came up with it, but it's the way that I've always done this for a very long time. I mean, pretty much since I got the 81 tiles mod and was able to. But even before that, actually. Which is that we just disconnect the lines from the outside world. So we're just going to put a road here and a road over here. And let's delete some of this. And then we put two train stations. This one right here connects to the outside world. And it's going to accept intercity trains because I can't turn that off. The intercity trains are going to move about 10 feet. And then there's going to be this one over here, which is connected to the rest of it. So there's an inside rail line and an outside rail line. They just happen to be right at the edge of the map. This is really, like, it's a temporary solution. Let's just get these connected up. And pretty much the way that it works is they'll come into that station on the right. And if they actually want to go into the city, the intercity trains will go to the one on the right. Then they'll walk or drive on down to this one, where they'll hop on an actual train and come all the way back. So yeah, that's the basic premise here. We're also going to need to do this at the other entrance, so let's jump over there and do that as well. And so here we are at the northern edge of the map, and we're going to basically be doing the exact same thing. Yeah, it was like, you know, I thought we had figured out the strategy. I thought we were doing really well, and then the bug has broken it, so, you know, it is just kind of what it is. This is a pretty good workaround. I mean, you can do this regardless of how many tiles you get, I guess I was thinking, like, I mean, I actually really like the idea of having a disconnected inner rail line and outer rail line. I also like to disconnect my passenger from my my cargo, but we haven't really done any of that yet in the city. But you can set these sorts of things up pretty much anywhere, and they will keep those things separate, and you're going to run into a lot less train traffic, because dealing with train traffic is a lot harder in City Skylines, I think, than dealing with like road traffic, just because you can't control it as well. So I've seen all sorts of different solutions for how to deal with intercity trains coming and clogging up the end. And I honestly just think that this is the easiest way. It's ugly, it's unrealistic, but it's also generally off on the corner of your map so you don't see it. You just need to make sure to set up a line that comes to the inner railway to bring it down into the rest of your system. But unfortunately, that is going to take up our time on today's video. I apologize that it's been so late in coming. I know it's been a few weeks. I have been just incredibly busy with schoolwork lately, which is kind of ironic, working on a university building episode. I'm gonna hopefully be able to get back to making these slightly more often. We also have some big news coming up, hopefully, that I'm excited to share with you guys. So stay tuned. I appreciate the long wait that it has been getting to this point. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It means the world to me, and it really helps out the channel. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode.